We got this new segment for just you today, Rob, and it is called Dapper versus GQ. And Drew made this high quality segment video, and I'm gonna play it right here real quick.
Nominees for Male Model of the Year.
Young, hot, brash, with more covers in his first year than any rookie model ever, and an attitude that says, who cares, it's only fashion.
That Drew and Fuse show is so hot right now.
I wasn't like every other kid, who dreams about being an astronaut. I was always more interested in what bark was made out of on a tree. Richard Gere's a real hero of mine. Sting would be another person who's a hero. The music that he's created over the years, I don't really listen to it, but the fact that he's making it, I respect that. I care desperately about what I do. Do I know what product I'm selling? No. Do I know what I'm doing today? No. But I'm here, and I'm gonna give it my best shot.
Drew and Fuse show. My favorite part of that whole little clip is he goes, I really look up to Sting. Do I listen to his music? No. But I like what he's doing.
I really like to think about what bark's made of.
So good.
So Dapper versus GQ. What are your thoughts here?
Explain this to us. Explain.
Yes.
Yeah. Break it down. Break it down.
So it all started here. Facebook, the dregs of society are on DJ idea sharing. And you go on DJ idea sharing and you share a thought, and then everybody has to chime in. Then you post a picture of your setup, and then it's like gear porn, and everybody's like, oh, this is amazing. And everybody's showing off their setup. And then they might be some schlub behind the scenes. Like they have this amazing setup, and then they're wearing like a Hollywood video vest over like a white shirt and like cummerbund or whatever. Like it's just like they take so much pride in their setup, but they don't take any pride in the way they actually look. Yeah. And so I added a reaction of like all this. I said, okay, everybody loves their gear, but nobody's taking pride in the way they look as a person. And so I created what is called the Dapper DJ group. Roman Zandy and I did a presentation at DJ Collective about dressing the part, but he doesn't like the term Dapper. He likes the term GQ. So I say Dapper versus DQ in the sense of like, where do you lie? Where do you want to, what does your fashion look like? And fashion's always evolving. And I think the Dapper look was really in about 10 years ago. That's when it really came into vogue. I think it kind of came back from like the 60s era. Everybody's wearing like the black suits and the skinny black tie and things like that. And now 10, 12 years later, I think that it has evolved as well. And it's more of a GQ look in the sense that you don't have to have like the 3-piece suit with the tie or whatever. And I have multiple 3-piece suits, which I like, but now I've evolved. I'm not wearing a tie anymore. Drew, I actually have been noticing what Drew's been wearing. Drew's wearing black on black button-up shirt, no tie, black pants, and it looks great. Black is very slimming, and it's very GQ as well as what your look is, right? And what you wear at a club versus what you wear at a wedding, right? And so I'm always hung up on the people that don't evolve their style, but evolve their music and also evolve their setup. But they're still wearing like the vest and the shirt and the tie. And I used to do that as well, but I don't do that anymore. And so people need to like look at what other people are doing and being inspired. And so I'm constantly inspired by what other people are wearing. Like bomber jackets are the thing, right? And I started wearing bomber jackets. I was not a bomber jacket guy, or wearing like the shirt hoodie thing. Like, who wears this constantly is my friend Eric Rhodes up in Boise. Like this is a quintessential Eric Rhodes look. And so I'm inspired by what people play, but I'm also inspired by what people look. And so that is how I evolved. And so there's my little diatribe on fashion when it comes to DJ.
It's important. We're in a young man's game, and it's important to stay fresh. And just because, you're growing old doesn't mean you have to look old or get stuck in your ways of how you dress. And I think you're addressing something that's very, very important. Your music can be young, but if you look old up there, people are going to be like, this old guy, blah, 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 blah. And I think that it's important.
It also needs to be authentic to you as well. There are people who are old who dress like they're 20, wearing, maybe skinny jeans and like with the chain and the thing. And you're like, and it looks weird. They have this gut come pouring over like these skinny jeans, and it just doesn't work.
Man, I'm being
So
targeted right now.
I'm not targeting you. But it's just like I'm aware of it as well, and I was like, okay, this looks odd on me. Like you just got to find the right clothes, but you also need to find things that fit well, but also look good and are relevant to your audience.
Well, it can even go the other way of wearing a baggy suit and looking like a used car salesman.
Oh yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if you don't have an up-to-date suit and you're just
Yes.
grab something out of the closet. So, and what's your take now? Is can you even dumb it down even more than just taking off the vest or the tie? What is your take on that? Like, say a barn wedding. What would you feel is appropriate for a barn wedding?
So I lead with the question like, hey, what are the groomsmen wearing? I always start with that. And so if we're doing a wedding at a barn, like what are the groomsmen wearing? Oh, they're all wearing like khaki pants and white shirts with suspenders and a bow tie. Okay. So I can either match that vibe, or like I've also done barn weddings where they are dressed up in tuxes, or, oh, they're wearing button-up jeans, bolo ties. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay. So I'll wear jeans, boots, button-up shirt, and jacket. And then I can shed the jacket as the night goes on or whatever. So
if it's not already, it should be in your forms or at least in your call.
Yeah, that's usually my call. Yeah. I do it in the call. Yeah, forms or call. I want to match the vibe of the groomsmen. It's not necessarily the groom, but the groomsmen. And for our female DJs, ask the same question. What are the bridesmaids wearing?
How important would you say, and I think I already know the answer, but just for people listening, if you're going to go spend the money on a nice suit or a jacket and pants, in my opinion, it's 100% important, and you should just do it, is making sure you get it tailored to fit you, or else that all that money you spent is just pointless.
Yeah, there's two different options: getting a custom suit or going somewhere and getting it tailored. A lot of people ask me where to go. So these are the two places. If you have a Nordstrom Rack in your area, Nordstrom Rack has some really great stuff. And you can buy it for on the cheap, like get a suit for like $100, go get it tailored for 40 or $50, and you got a great suit. I also suggest Express. What I suggest with Express, though, is you go to Express, you find the suits there, you try them on, then you wait for the 50% off sale online, then you buy it online. Instead of buying it for like $300, you're buying it for $150.
Totally. Great advice. They do have some nice stuff on Express, and I've done both. I've gone to like we have a Macy's here that does that. Like you can buy a suit and they'll custom tailor it there for you as well.
Macy's is great,
it takes a few days, but you can go and they'll measure it out for you and then go pick it up a couple days later.
H&M's fine as well. It is more disposable though. So if you're like, hey, you know what, I'm fine. Like this is what I'm going to wear this year. It will wear out a little bit more, but H&M's also another good option.
I just got a suit. It was a holiday discount from Indochino.com, and you go on there and then you have to go into their shop and they measure you. Actually came back fitting really nice. I really like it. So there are a lot of good options, but yeah, getting the tailor is the key for sure.
Yeah, especially around the ankles, like just having and especially if there's certain pair of shoes that you're going to wear, like if you're wearing Air Force Ones or whatever, you want them to break at the right point on your ankle. And so it shows off the shoe and it looks good. So it's not baggy and over your shoe. It just looks sloppy. Also, I tell people what you wear when you're setting up. I'm the kind of person who sets up in the same stuff that I'm going to DJ in. I just don't like changing in a bathroom at a country club. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So I often suggest, go to Lulu's. I actually went to Costco and got some Costco chinos, and then I got them tailored. It costs more to get them tailored than the actual product itself. But just go to get some the golf pants at wherever.
They call it at Express. I know they call it performance gear now, or some places call them tech pants. But stretchy. It's like the stretchy material. That stuff's
breathable.
Great.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're wearing those as your pants with your suit?
So I get a pair of blacks.
Yeah.
And then I have either a dark shirt and then a jacket over it.
Okay.
So that's what they call separates. And so you can get suit separates all the time, or just get a blazer. So if you could have costume changes throughout the day. So you could wear a pair of like black technical pants, either a dark shirt or something that will blend in, have your sleeves rolled up while you're setting up gear, and then roll down the sleeves when you do the ceremony, put on the jacket for like dinner and announcements, shed the jacket for dancing, right? And or you could put on a different jacket, right? And so you can have different looks, and it's just the jacket you're changing. So have like, if you want like a really cool blazer that pops that you don't have pants for, pair of black technical pants work all the time.
I love that. Yeah, I just can't wear the same thing that I wear to set up that I'm gonna wear to the wedding, because I sweat profusely, and it's just
Got
not
a bad
happen.
case of monkey butt, huh?
So there's these t-shirts that you can probably buy on Amazon. I think they're called Johnson tees. Basically have a pad in the pits, and it's great. I use them all the time. So if you're sweating, like you have these, but you can go and change or whatever. But sometimes I just wear the things, and I know people sweat profusely, and also adult diapers work really well.
Shots fired.
I'm kidding.
All right. Well, that's great to talk about. We haven't really talked about much on the show, look, maybe here and there, but I think that's important. And, I think it's important as you're upping your brand and upping your prices and this and that to be that whole package. Drew and I, off camera talk a lot about that kind of stuff. And I think it matters.
Is this a discussion you ever have with, like, let's say you worked with Andrea Eppolito. She's just high end, high class, whatever. Do you ever talk to her? Hey, Andrea, what should I wear? Does she ever like chime in on that? Do you ever approach a planner about that?
She was great. I worked with her this weekend. This was actually the first time I worked with her.
Okay.
She just trusts her vendors.
Right.
She's just like, you do what you feel is best. And so
Right.
I think if you're working with an Andrea and it's that high level of an event, then you should already know what what you're wearing, right?
Exactly. But yeah, exactly. And I think it wouldn't be bad to approach us males, to approach a female, get a female's point of view, a planner's point of view, saying, hey, I want to match the vibe. And I think they would appreciate that. And so hopefully you have a good enough relationship where you can ask those questions. And I also have a Pinterest page where
Okay.
I went on Canva and I created these things and I imported them to Pinterest, where I have like 20 different looks that they can choose from.
I'm gonna have to look at that, because I find it fascinating. I think it is super important, and just as a community, we're not all paying attention to it. You are like, oh man, look at how dope my speakers are, but you're the one that's out front. You're the one everyone's staring at. Most people don't even realize what speakers you're using. So,
and you can give them 5 different looks. Hey, here is my suit look. This is my casual look. This is my dark black look, and you can give that option to like your clients and they can pick your outfit.
Yeah, I'm quick to go with all black look, just because I have a poor sense of style. So makes it a little bit easier.
But the thing is, like, I've seen your look and I was like, that works for you. And you figured it out. If you have a poor sense of style, at least you're not going. I think you have a sense of who you are and what you're comfortable in. And black is a really easy way to go about it. It's super easy.
Comfortable is the key word in that sentence, because every time I try and go outside of the box or do something that is just, might look good on someone else, I always feel uncomfortable. I just feel uncomfortable. So that's why I always default back to the all black.
Look good, feel good. Feel good, look good.
Feel terrible, look great.